Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on the time you're watching this YouTube video. My name is Gil Trading Lab. If you're new to this YouTube channel, please like this video, share, and subscribe. So for today's video, today is on 19th February. I'm going to be doing a precession analysis for this day. So I'm going to start from the daily time frame. As you can see from the top here, it's the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, my swing structure is bullish. This is my strong swing low, and this is my you can name it even a weak swing high, and that I haven't labeled it as my weak swing high because we haven't gotten a significant pullback relevant to previous price action, the previous ranges. That's why I haven't labeled it, but it's okay if you label it as your swing high. But even the way price is forming, we might get a deeper pullback, so I'll label that as my swing high. So within the swing structure, within this swing leg, there's this internal structure. So this is my strong internal low, and this is my weak internal high. So currently price is in the swing pullback, swing internal pullback, and we can see price pulled back, mitigated weekly demand, and also it tapped into this daily fractal demand range. And after tapping the daily fractal range and also the EQ of the swing range and the EQ of the internal range, we can see that bullish order flow shift, internal fractal order flow shift, which could be a move to create sell-side liquidity for this POI below, because you can see price hasn't mitigated this demand below. And this, you can see this strong low that has been built above this low, above this POI, creating sell-side liquidity below this low, which price could target it, and then maybe now the liquidity that has been taken from this low could now be used to fill institutional orders from this demand, to fill the buy orders. So at first, like yesterday, we thought that this demand was holding, but it's an obvious zone. You see, sometimes when a zone is obvious, it induces a lot of people into the market. People who don't see the POI below it, they're only viewing this POI, suggesting that maybe now that the internal pullback is complete and likely price will target the high. So now maybe now people, they have placed their entries like that, placing their sell stops below the low, creating sell side liquidity for this POI. Hope you all get it. So now expectation for today is for price to target this liquidity below this low. You can see price yesterday, the previous day before yesterday, price tapped into the POI. We got a small reaction, but the reaction didn't follow through for price to target even this high and even this high. So it's now likely, even from the way the yesterday's candle closed with a lot of bearish momentum, it's now likely that price is targeting the sell side, this low, the liquidity below this low. So for today, if I see bearish order flow confirmation from the lower time frames, then I'm happy to look for shorts targeting that liquidity. So that's all for the daily time frame. Let's drop down to the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, my swing structure is bullish. This is my strong swing low. That is the bullish breakup structure, the 4-hour breakup structure, and this is my weak swing high. You can see we've had a significant pullback. That's why I've labeled it as my weak swing high. So in the swing pullback phase, price formed this internal structure, which is bearish to facilitate the swing pullback. So this is my strong internal high, and this is my weak internal low. So price, after the internal breakup structure, an internal pullback was expected, which we got. And after price pulled back to the supply that caused the internal breakup structure, we can see we got that order flow shift signaling the end of the internal pullback. And now, after that, price has been forming this order flow, which could now be respected until price takes out the weak internal low. And so that it also price could mitigate the daily demand here. So Expectation now is to follow to catch the next internal leg. So for today's session, we can see price is, we have this fractal range, which I'm happy to follow to target this low. But you can see yesterday, after price broke below this low, we can see price has mitigated this demand, which we could see a reaction from it to supply, although it's at a weak low. So we shouldn't expect much from it, but sometimes these zones from weak lows, plus even the way it was formed, it wasn't formed like, we can't see low resistance below here. This is a high resistance zone, a high resistance low, because you can see it was formed through sweep, meaning we could see some resistance, we could see some reaction from here before price takes out the low. Even the reaction could even, you could even see price target this buy sell liquidity and price take out the low. But now all signs indicate that the price is targeting this low. So I'm willing to follow this order flow to the week low. So now, even now that price is coming from demand, it's best to wait for price to pull back to demand, to supply, sorry, then to short. So that's all I'm expecting for today. We can look for longs to this supply, then shorts to demand, or we can just wait for price to pull back to supply, then look for shorts. But also, if price is going to target this low, then this demand can fail, right? Can fail to hold. So we can be aggressive and anticipate that it will fail. We will not get a huge reaction from it, and we look for shorts targeting this liquidity pull below this low. So that's all for the 4-hour time frame. Let's drop down to the M15 time frame. So on the M15, my swing structure is bullish. It has been bullish to facilitate the 4-hour internal pullback. But now, but then let me first show you my strong low. This is my strong low, and this is my weak swing high. So currently, price has been in the swing pullback phase. We are in a huge swing range. So even now that we are in a huge swing range, I don't even want to focus even on zones that caused the swing break of structure. All I'm relying on currently is price action that is forming in the pullback. So if to confirm the end of the swing pullback, I want to see internal shift bullish to signal the end of the swing pullback. Then now I'll follow the internal structure to the week swing higher. But if internal doesn't shift bullish, I'm happy to follow it to the week swing low. By the way, there's misalignment between the 4 and the M15. The 4 is bearish, the internal structure. Because we have huge swing 4-hour swing range, it's now best to rely also on the 4-hour internal structure. So on the 4-hour internal structure is bearish, and we can see M15 structure is bullish. So expectation is this is a strong low, meaning it should hold. But from the 4-hour time frame, we see that this is a weak low that price could target. So you see the negativity confluence there. So, but from the way the swing structure is large, I'm happy to keep following the internal structure to view this like it's like my swing structure currently. So I'm happy to follow it until price takes out the weak 4-hour internal low. Let me zoom into the current price action. So for short, for longs, let me first talk about longs. For longs, we could look for long. Currently, longs are phase B. We could now follow this order flow to play the internal pullback, anticipating that to play the swing internal pullback, or anticipating that the M15 strong low is going to hold and that price could target we could see M15 internal reversal, so that price could target the weak swing high. But from the higher time frames, we understand that price is now likely targeting the sell-side liquidity. So it's best to just follow this internal structure currently. So for longs, I will only be interested in longs once this internal shifts bullish, and then now I'll be happy to look for longs. Currently, I'm only interested in looking for shorts. So for shorts, this is my internal range. It's bearish. That is the bearish internal break of structure. This is my strong internal high, and this is my weak internal low. So for short, we could wait for price to pull back to for our supply, then wait for order flow shift, or you can trade from this supply zone. It's the extreme supply zone. It's a sweep zone. It doesn't have lead, but it's still a valid zone. It could hold and price. So you can trade directly from it, or you can wait for price to pull back, then we get that order flow shift, then you look for shorts targeting the weak internal low. Or if you want to be aggressive, you can follow this order flow to the week low, but it will be best if we wait for sweep of this Asian high followed by order flow shift, then we can look for shorts targeting the weak internal low. So that's all for today's pre-session analysis. Please like this video, share and subscribe. I wish you all a wonderful and a blessed day.